for Raptor. SoulArts has a pretty good record against Yoshi. I mean, the matchup's pretty bad in general. Mostly what Raptor's going to be looking to do is stuffing out those jumps, because otherwise he's not going to have any really way to land something unless SoulArts starts misspacing stuff.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much. And this, like you said, like this is one of those matchups where like just being able to, like, I feel like Monado arting out of like Yoshi stuff is probably just crazy good. Like being able to shield mode out of stuff.
Yeah, you can get stuff like Egglay and stuff that'll help you with the damage, but this matchup's really tough.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, and then Smash Art Fair at the ledge just deletes Yoshi's jump.
Oh,
it's
really?
gonna delete Egg. It's gonna delete double jump armor. Yeah.
Shulk forwarder is pretty darn good. SoulArts definitely very strong at using it. Even in the Smash 4 days, you know, he made Shulk in Smash 4 too. He stuck with it.
Yeah.
Very big character loyalist. I kind of respect that. That's cool. I'm a Xenoblade fan myself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't see Shulk mains a lot. We've had a few in the past. 1N used to come out.
Oh yeah, 1N. Yeah, he was like SoulArts' student.
Yeah. From
1N was so
Farmingdale.
nice. Yeah, he was really chill.
Yeah, the Farmingdale squad's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
SoulArts is prodigies.
kind of the captain of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Raptor's going to take that first stock.
In like the weirdest way imaginable.
Oh, it was a stage spike?
Was it a down, like a straight down air? I don't even know. Was it an air?
Yeah, something
I don't
like
even
that.
know what it was. Straight up.
Yeah, but SoulArts going to take that back. So yeah, the matchup's definitely hard for Yoshi. It's probably most definitely losing, but it's definitely doable. Yoshi just has to play a very strict game plan and make the create mix-ups. And I mean, that's most bad matchups.
Yeah, I feel like Yoshi's one of those characters that probably has a couple matchups like on top tier where it's like, this is hard, but like I can do this.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Shulk definitely kind of falls under that that umbrella. Yeah, and these two, the thing too is like these two players, like I do think they're like definitely way more, like they're content to play the game a little more patiently as well.
Yeah, Raptor is definitely a proponent of that. I mean, he came from Brawl.
Yeah, it's true. He's a veteran for sure.
Yeah. So once again, yeah, he's very experienced. So, you know, those veteran players tend to be more patient most of the time. And Raptor himself is just, you know, a very patient player. And it's paying off pretty well. He's got a small lead here, trying to force the approaches from SoulArts.
The SoulArts did not budge though. Like he was just chilling there. Even with speed mode, like the thing is, like I think like just like holding, because now he has center stage, right? Just being able to like hold that and now have center stage probably was better for him. But now we can right.
Yeah, I think the big thing, Raptor throwing out those back airs, it sort of made up tilt catching the end of that double jump armor.
That's what's crazy, dude. So good.
Yeah, I wanted to put it out there. Raptor had a very nice conditioning interaction where he was like doing the rising back air and sort of goading SoulArts to do a fair, and then just ran up a rising fair, just ran up and shielded that, and that's when Yoshi's able to punish out a shield. Like if it's great catch there, SoulArts pulling the trigger a bit early.
Yeah, and that's something that could like definitely be a factor this match too. Like I know SoulArts like he loves being on a shield. Maybe like if he's like a little too trigger happy though, you gotta keep that in mind. Especially against characters like Yoshi, got a really explosive combo game. But I do like the way SoulArts is kind of like over the last minute kind of just held center stage above all else. He's not even necessarily like going super hard for those traps like he's trying to, but like he just wants to stage one anything, right? Which honestly, like as like you know, like, as somebody who fights Yoshi a lot, like honestly, like that's pretty much how I play the matchup too.
Yeah,
so.
Yoshi is a character that struggles a lot to get in. Like he has the tools to sort of create conditioning and force interactions, but he's not very good at it. His main thing is he's a very good defensive character.
It's gonna kill.
Yeah, catching the run in there. So yeah, Shulk is a character that really exploits that, like sort of forces Yoshi to come in, and he has to make some pretty committal decisions. But yeah, SoulArts going to squeak out that, it was a pretty close game one. Pretty back and forth. I mean, SoulArts wasn't really in any danger of losing that
At least
necessarily.
at the end, yeah. Like he was at a point where, you know, like obviously like one more interaction could have been bad for him, right? But I think he was like kind of comfortable, like in like
he
holding
was
that position. Yeah.
pace-wise, he was an interaction up and just closed it out pretty
Yeah,
nicely.
exactly. That's
So
good with that. And we are going to bring this to PS2. I know the Yoshis love playing on the stage, so not that surprising. Also, we did do band, so they did go to Hall of Battle.
I am actually very surprised this stage is what Raptor chose. Mostly because like I would want a stage where you have a lot less room.
Understandable. Yeah.
Because you're like trying to stuff out those jumps, right? So the less room Shulk has to space things out, the easier it's going to be to stuff those jumps out. You're going to push him in the corner, and the corner is closer, so you're going to have less trouble doing that. The very weird angle, DIing in, being sent up.
Wait, did Shulk make this? Oh yeah, Shulk can fly, baby. Green feet.
Yeah. The question is not whether or not Shulk can make it. The question is if SoulArts messes it up.
Yeah, true. Shulk can fly, baby. A lot of people don't know, but once he turns on green vegetable mode, you know, he goes flying, baby.
Green vegetable mode.
Sean's gonna watch this VOD and be like, "Why'd you call it vegetable mode?" I hate what's up, Sean.
I was gonna say the Shulk players hate when you call Minato arts anything
Like
other
anything
than
random,
than the art itself. Like, technically, it's not a vegetable. It's technically called jump art.
Like, dang, bro. Like,
the one thing they kept from Smash 4, where they had super complex acronyms for all of their tech. You remember that?
I do remember that.
The
right?
Shivizzle.
there was one Shulk tech that like they come up with that was just like a bunch of nonsense, and they would always spout it, and it literally just like was an abbreviation of like this tech literally does nothing. Right?
Yeah, that's really funny.
Which is low-key really funny, yeah. What's not funny? Raptor getting in because I mean, well,
yeah,
I mean, SoulArts doesn't seem to think it's very funny because he doesn't want him there. So
yeah, I mean, as you're seeing, it's just like SoulArts has all the space he needs to get the interactions he wants. He doesn't have to play defensive necessarily. He can take his time. He doesn't like. He's not forced into interactions because he can sort of just dash back. And Raptor has to play way more patient. He has to like run in a lot, and that gives SoulArts a lot more mix-ups as well as he gets pushed back. Because like Raptor sort of has to work his way in, right? He has to walk in, shields, cover those options, and then SoulArts has those opportunities to just like get the tomahawks and stuff as well. We haven't really seen that as much just because Raptor hasn't really inched his way forward. He's been trying to force the situation, and it's not working out well.
yeah, I think that's like the hardest part about this matchup in like sword matchups in general. Like even speaking from personal experience, like once you get a stock lead against these characters, like it feels like you can just run with it, like for the entire game, right? Like
Yeah,
yeah.
that's I'd say that's definitely Yoshi's biggest weakness. And I mean, like neutral is obviously hard, but the second the other person gets a stock lead, it's really challenging.
Yeah, because like you know they're gonna get a little desperate, and because they literally have to, right? Like,
Because they don't really have the kill options, right?
Yeah, no.
Well, they do, but like it's really hard to force them.
Oh, that's gonna do it.
Yeah, catching it on the way
that's
back.
so strong. And SoulArts just like that. I mean, that was pretty convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The future is ours to decide.
Like I said, I don't think the PS2 counterpick was great.
Maybe not.
I mean, it once again is possible. In the end, SoulArts just outplayed him, and I think Raptor could have played a lot more patient and sort of inched his way forward instead of trying to force the interactions.
Yeah.
Because SoulArts was showing that he was down to scrap there, so you sort of just let SoulArts scrap there, and that's where Yoshi can start getting stuff unless SoulArts starts drifting back.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like I said, like I think SoulArts like too, like if like. The thing too is like that first stock, especially game 2, like you could tell they were both taking it like really like after the first stock, like obviously the game went by really fast, but like you could tell that like the first stock in matchups like this matters so much, like so
Oh,
much.
100%.
Yeah, like you could tell they were just like they just knew, dude. Like they're just like, yeah, this stock means everything, and it did. It
Oh,
made it.
100%.
So
Yeah, because then like Raptor doesn't really have to force the issue if he has a stock lead.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's still like even at that point. It's not really like in Yoshi's favor, but still.
Makes sense to me.